Good day, students. Hope you are all well. This is our first online lesson. Okay, so today we are going to look at study unit 4. I hope you have all watched the videos that I asked you to watch on my tutor. Okay, so all of these are important. Okay, and it talks about the traditional dimension paper and then also explaining the columns. Right, so please just go through all these pages and make sure you understand what is what. They also give you some formulas here in case you have forgotten them from school. Right, so please just go through these notes and see that you understand them. Right. I want to pay special attention to the traditional dimension paper. There should be a copy of this paper on my tutor that you can either print out or you can draw the lines in a book online paper if you want to. Right, so if we look at the traditional dimension paper, we can actually see that it's got two halves, right? And what this means is actually that this is page 1 and this is page 2. So if I start with work here, I can just continue here with page 2. Right, so please take note, this is actually 2 pages. Right, so let's look at the 4 columns. We've got a column A, a B, a C and a D. Column A is our timesing column. And this is where we enter the unit of multiplication, and that will be multiplication for single or grouped dimensions. Right, then column B, we've got the dimension column. There we enter the dimensions for lengths, areas or volumes that we read from our drawings. And please take note, drawings are normally given in millimeters, but when we write it in our dimension paper, we need to write it in meters and round it off to 2 decimal places. So even if something is 2000 millimeters, rounded off it's 2 meters, you still have to write in this column 2,00. Right. Okay, then we get to column C, which is our squaring column. Our squaring column has got nothing to do with meters squared, right? It's basically only a different way of saying that this is the answer or the product. And that will be the answer or the product for the dimensions that we wrote in column B. And again, in this column, we are continuing working with our meters and we are still going to round it off to the 2 decimal places. Okay, then we get to column D, which is our description column. And in here, in this column, we are going to write the story or explain what our dimensions and our squaring is related to on our drawings. So we call this the word picture column, and that's related to the dimensions and the squaring that we have entered in the other columns. This column is nice and big, so we can also use this column to do references and sidecasts in. References will be if we want to refer to a certain room. Say for instance we did some flooring and we did areas for the flooring, we will in this column say that this set of dimensions, for instance, is the bathroom, the next set is the kitchen, etc. Right, sidecasts on the other hand is when we have our dimensions on our plan, doesn't give us an overall dimension. So for instance, if they say it's 2 meters and 3 meters and we're going to use it as one length of 5 meters, we want to write the 5 meters in there, but we need to show how we got that 5. So we will in here write 2 meters plus 3 meters equals 5 meters. Okay, and please take note, this side cast is still done in millimeters as you read it from your plans, but the minute you take it to your dimension column, you will convert it into meters to decimals. Okay, please take note that this can be a theory question in the test or the exam, where I will ask you explain the different name and explain the different columns of the traditional dimension paper, right? And these are basically, then you will say for a mark times in column, 2 extra marks, those 2 tags that I've put there. This is your 4th mark, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, so a total of 12 marks. If you also want to go and read a bit more, again on my tutor, under your reading material, there will be a book that's called Introduction to Quantity Surveying, and in chapter 3, right, and on page 20 of the whole book, they actually explain the whole columns of the traditional style dimension paper to you again. Right, so this is all for today. I will post a video again tomorrow and we will continue with our mensuration. Good luck and stay safe.